Hi guys, welcome to Casey's Contemplation. Today I'm going to share how I had to make a decision and I asked God to show me the path He wanted me to take. I had to decide which college I was going to, and so I was deciding between St. Charles Community College or Mount Mercy University. And so there are 3 different answered prayers on how He showed me which college He wanted me to go to. After visiting Mount Mercy, I really liked it, but I didn't want to go there if it wasn't God's will for me. And so I started wondering if I could somehow get God's opinion on where He wanted me to go to college. What I kind of thought about and prayed was I wanted to receive some kind of object with the school colors that God wanted me to go to. So for Mount Mercy, I said, all right, God, if you want me to go to Mount Mercy, then give me something that's blue or yellow, something like someone gives me. And if you want me to go to St. Charles Community College, give me something maroon, white, black kind of colors. Well, a day later, I received a postcard in the mail, and it was from Mount Mercy, and it has blue and gold on the front of it. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat, but still, like, it's a postcard from the school, like, isn't that kind of obvious? But I'm like, well, maybe it is God. Well, I read the back, and on the back it said, you seem like the type of person that would really fit in here, and I promise I don't just say that to everyone, I mean it. And it was from the tour guide that I had. And so that kind of meant a lot to me, and I was like, okay, maybe this is where God is pointing me to. And then later that night, I went to Mass, and I realized during the Mass that the word mercy kept coming up throughout all the songs and the readings, and I was just kind of thinking, wow, that's, mercy, Mount Mercy, like maybe this is something. And then I was like, no, like mercy is a common word throughout Mass, I'm sure it's nothing. And plus, even if God was trying to tell me something, He didn't include the whole mountain part. If He wanted me to go to Mount Mercy, He would have included a mountain or a mount or something of that sort. And so after Mass, I was walking out, and as I was thinking this, I was like, wait a second, mountain. And then it came to me. I went back to the gospel reading for that day, and it was about how Jesus led Peter and a few others up onto a mountain where they conversed with Elijah, and the entire gospel was on top of a mountain. And that is when it hit me. It's like, okay, there's the mountain part, Mount Mercy. Throughout Mass, God was just kept trying to communicate Mount Mercy to me throughout Mass, with mercy here and there throughout the songs, and then mountain, the whole gospel was built on the mountain. And so this was just one other sign that I knew God was telling me that Mount Mercy was for me. This last answered prayer about Mount Mercy happened 3 days later, and it was the same night that God showed me that the relic I had was real. And so here I am at this convent, and I'm walking past the relic case, and I go into the chapel. As soon as I get in there, for some reason I look up at the ceiling, and I realized it was the same architecture as Mount Mercy's chapel. I knew without thinking that Mount Mercy was right for me because I could just feel God saying, yes, Casey, yes, Mount Mercy it is, yes. And even though I couldn't hear His words out loud, I just felt in my heart that God was telling me that He wants me to grow closer to Him at the Mount Mercy chapel. I knew this was just another little sign that Mount Mercy was where He wanted me to grow in relationship with Him. So from these 3 little God nods, I came to the conclusion that it was pretty obvious that God wanted me to continue my education at Mount Mercy University. I knew I would be happiest here because I was following God's will for me. So I hope this video has inspired you to go to God with your decisions and ask Him what He wants you to do instead of just going for it and doing what you want, because He knows you best and He wants to fulfill all of your desires. And so if you follow His will, He will lead you to happiness. Thanks for watching.